everyone, and welcome back to UZEX News on UzReport TV channel. Today in our edition, can get acquainted with the latest exchange news as well as with the exchange market condition of mineral fertilizers for 2025. At the beginning of our program, we traditionally offer you the results of trades on all trading platforms of UZEX market and definitely the price dynamics of the top commodity positions. These were the main indicators of UZEX exchange over the past week. Now let's dwell on to the latest exchange news. As of 2025, the total volume of transactions concluded on the Uzbek Commodity Exchange increased by 31% compared to 2024, including the volume of UZEX exchange upturned by 24%, electronic government procurement by 46%, exhibition fair trades 9%, and phone numbers 55%. The number of new customers registered in exchange trading and e-commerce systems increased by 30.1 thousand members. The largest trades at UZEX market are in agricultural products 37%, fuel and energy products 25%, ferrous and non-ferrous metals 23%, as well as chemical and petrochemical products 11%. In 2025, according to the results of tenders conducted in the electronic trading system of the public procurement exchange harit.uzex.uz, the total savings for budgetary and corporate customers amounted to 9.8 trillion sums, which is 26% more than in 2024. Let's move to a separate segment of the UZEX exchange trade platform that's going to be the mineral fertilizers market for January-September of 2025. During the period under review, some 2.5 million tons of mineral fertilizers were traded on Uzbek Commodity Exchange, an increase of 35% compared to 2024. The average monthly sales volume for the period under review was 201,000 tons. In January, the volume of sales amounted to 135,000 tons, as we can see on the screen, which goes for the months of January. And definitely it's worth to mention that in the months of March, the volume of trading exceeded 400,000 tons, which is the maximum value for the past year. Let's look at the sales structure of mineral fertilizers through the exchange, and the largest volume of mineral fertilizers sales is found in ammonium nitrate, which accounted for more than 50% of sales at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange. That's what we can see. The lion's share goes with ammonium nitrate, and it goes with 50%. And the second position here is taken by carbamide, which goes with 17%. And the third top leadership position here is definitely ammonium sulfate, which goes with 10%. But it's worth to mention about amaphos and potassium chloride, which goes with both of the commodity assets, are going with 9% at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange on consuming mineral fertilizers. So let's go and look more properly the next diagram, and that's going to be one of the most dematable in the segment of mineral fertilizers. That's an ammonium nitrate price dynamics. And definitely it's worth to mention that in the first half of the year, quotations were at 2.7, 2.8 million sums per ton. That's what we can see on the screen, 2.7. And however, the coming months saw a growing trend owing to demand growth. In November, due to the reduction in the volume of saltpeter exhibitions, the price rose to 3.1 million sums per ton, which is the highest value for the past year. That's what we can see on the screen. And in the months of December, the exhibition increased and price fell to 3 million sums per ton, which is definitely quite positive news for the traders working in this segment. So let's go and look more properly at the carbamide market, and the market for carbamide is more volatile. In the months of January and March, prices for carbamide were in the range of 3.6, 3.7 million sums per ton. That's what we can see on the screen. And in the months of May and June, maximum price values were recorded at 3.8 million sums per ton. That's what we can see also on the screen. And in early autumn, there was a noticeable correction. Prices fell and returned to the original positions, almost came back to its initial price level of 3.6 million sums per ton. That's what we can see on the screen. At the end of the year, prices rose again to 3.8 million sums per ton, and at the same time, this excitement is due to changes in the level of exposure at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange. Regarding the structure of mineral fertilizer purchases, it should be noted that there is a relatively even distribution of mineral fertilizers between regions, so there is no absolute leader in the segment of mineral fertilizers. However, some regions can be singled out for a slightly higher share. For example, the share of Fergana region is 13%. That's what we can see on the screen. Navoi is 12% on consuming mineral fertilizers at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange. Samarkand and Kashgar regions are 9% each. That's what we can see. 9.5% for Samarkand region, and Kashgaria goes with 9%. And Khorezm region goes with 8% on consuming mineral fertilizers at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange. The remaining regions' share is about 3 to 7%. These were all comments for today. Thank you for watching us and being with us. Do join us next week on UzReport TV channel, and definitely visit our website at www.uzex.uz. See you next week. Bye.